God forbid I ever give anything the benefit of the doubt. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm LotusAsakura, the one who never knows best, and we have a lot to talk about. Ain't really no sugarcoating it. Tekken 8 is in shambles. The game is a mess right now, and I do have hope that things will get better, but as it stands right now, the game's not in a really good spot, okay? There's actually so much wrong. Like, I don't even know where to begin. I hate that I even have to make this video because as you all know, like, I've been very vocal about the positive side of things and how, you know, I had faith that the game will get better and they'll fix this and fix that, and I've been having a lot of fun with the game. I know a lot of you guys have as well, but it's obviously far from perfect. No game ever is, and I came into this game with the understanding that it's going to take a while for it to really reach its final form because this is the first time that the Tekken game has been released worldwide simultaneously. There was no arcade version first where they gave it a year or two. They could patch and spruce things up, and then we get the shiny actual finished product. And that comes with all these other conversations and things, but it's just like, oh man, it's rough. It's really rough. And I don't think any of us were really prepared to deal with what we have to deal with right now. I feel as though since I've been so optimistic and so much more trying to defend and support the game, that I owe it to you guys to talk about these issues that exist right now, because there's a lot of them, and these are kind of a big deal. And as someone who's been saying, you know, we got to give them the benefit of the doubt and we got to wait and everything like that, and even when it comes to like the battle pass and microtransaction stuff, like I feel like I owe it to you guys to speak on this shit because they got some things they need to figure out. So much so, in fact, I don't even really know where we begin. I guess we can just begin with the battle pass, okay? I'm sure that's probably like the hottest topic of conversation that a lot of y'all want to hear about anyway, right? So matter of fact, let me open up the game and let's go look at this together. Okay, so boom, go ahead, jump over here. Let me actually turn my camera on. That'd probably be helpful. So when you start the game up, first and foremost, they show Eddy, which cool, hooray, Eddy's in the game. He seems, I have some thoughts on Eddy. We can maybe talk about that later, but Eddy's quite the character, that's for sure. But when you fire the game up, they make it very clear they want to make sure that you know all about the battle pass and the Tekken shop and everything like that, which, by the way, someone pointed this out to me in my comments and I can't defend it. You absolutely right. You spitting facts with them facts you spitting. They put all this time and this effort into setting up the Tekken shop and the battle pass and trying to get money out of you, when it wasn't until this update that the Steam version of the game even had an exit button. You definitely got a Tekken shop button down here at the bottom, which my camera's blocking a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You got that, and you can hit the start button and go straight to the battle pass, which, by the way, let's go ahead and do it. Now, what you will notice is that I have already purchased the premium pass, but wait, okay? Don't be like me. I was stupid. I bought it off rip right away without even really looking at it, okay? Because I was just like, hey, hooray. Like, cause again, I've been, you know, on the side of the fence. I was like, oh, microtransactions ain't that bad. It's just a few dollars, whatever. I play the game a lot. I'm a content creator, blah, blah, blah. I like having something to work toward, all sorts of stuff. But I want you guys to look at this, okay? And you can decide for yourself whether it's worth your money or not. But if you want my honest opinion, this shit ain't worth your money, okay? So first and foremost, let's talk about how much the battle pass is. So as you know, there is a free version and then there is a premium version of the Tekken Fight Pass. The premium version you have to purchase with Tekken coins. How many Tekken coins does it cost, you might ask? It's 600. Now, the problem with that is that if we go over here to the Tekken coins, you'll notice that you can only buy Tekken coins in 500 or 1,050 and upwards. So that means if you want the Tekken pass and you don't have prior Tekken coins, you have to purchase at least $10 worth in order to get what is technically only $6, but you know what I'm saying? And again, this is a strategy that plenty of businesses and games developers employ. We've seen this in every game where if there's a premium currency in the game, they're going to make it so that it only costs this much, but you have to buy oftentimes more than like 1 or 2 times the amount of what you would normally need in order to purchase that item. Now, as somebody who has purchased a costume or two, of course I got the Huadong costume, because again, that's something like I'm the type of player, I'm here for costumes, DLC characters, things like that. If you show me some cool stuff that I want, I'm gonna buy it. So I got a couple of costumes. So that being said, I had some leftover Tekken coins. So in my own personal case, I only had to spend $5 to get an extra 500 coins to buy the pass, okay? So it wasn't really that bad. That being said, let's jump back into the pass and just see the types of rewards that you get. You can see that here on the right, you see over there, right? You can get Tekken coins. If you scroll through, you'll notice that you earn up to 600 Tekken coins for completing the pass. It goes all the way to level 60. You have 60 days to complete it. And I played the game for about an hour on the current patch. I'm already level 9. I'm very close to level 10. This is something that you could very, very, very easily complete in the amount of time. Assuming that you're a very regular, even just casual player of the game, like you're definitely going to get all the rewards. Now, what are these rewards? You might ask. Well, if you look at the free version, you can see we've got like some nameplates here, some health gauges, some effects, illustrations, but that was in Tekken 7. This samurai one, I don't remember if it was in Tekken 7. It's pretty fire. I might actually end up using that myself, but you also get some character poses here for some of your characters, which that's pretty cool for your profile or whatever. I'll take that. Avatar customization items, which I mean, cool, I guess, whatever. I don't think most people really care about the avatar stuff because how many of us are actually actively using the fight lounge? I don't know about you guys, but personally, I only use the Tekken fight lounge so that I can go meet up with somebody, so I can add them to my friends list, so that I can create a player match for us to go to so they can come join me in a lobby. That is the only time I use the fight lounge. The fight lounge is a cool idea. It's a really made, it's a well-made hub world. It's functional and everything like that, but I just don't use it that much. Maybe you do, so maybe you do care a little bit about your avatar. I really don't. Then we have this hat, which sure, Mishima Zaibatsu hat. But you'll notice there's also like these big gaps in the free pass, and that is obviously intentional. That is by design. Like I said, they do this in every game with the battle pass where they're trying to push you to get the premium pass so that you you spend a little bit more money. But you notice that there's a lot of Tekken 7 stuff in here. You have this Yoshimitsu panel art, Law pose, which by the way, these poses are usually just screenshots from like the character's intro, the rage art, which I'm not mad at. Again, just a little bit something to add to your profile, cool, whatever. This Brian picture illustration was definitely in Tekken 7. And then here's the level 60 reward that you get for completing the battle pass. The karate top with wristband. This is the level 60 reward? Not even like a full set, just the top. Come with me real quick. Come with me real quick. Let's just go to, it doesn't matter, Brian, I guess, right? Clothes, upper body. Yeah, something that's purchasable with money in the shop. It already exists for you to purchase with fight money. So what is the point? Hold on, actually, let me see something. Is this an item that you can already wear on the girl characters? Because maybe not. Because if so, then I guess that no, because then that's just stupid too. I was gonna say, well, at least you get to earn it because it's not for the girls. But no, that's dumb, because why didn't you just make the girls available to wear it in the first place? Can the girls actually wear it? No, they can't. That's why they put in the fight pass. That's fucking stupid. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. That's really dumb. Making the level 60 reward a clothing item that's already in the game, but you didn't make it available for the women, but now it's available for women. Like, it's free, I guess. So you can only complain so much, but really? That's the level 60 reward? Are you dead ass? Y'all couldn't come up with nothing better. Nothing. Really? Okay, cool. And then the premium rewards, the audacity. So take a look at this, right? See this samurai panel? Again, it's pretty cool. I like this. I might end up using this. They had the nerve to split up the sets. So let's say you want the health gauges or whatever, or like the little plates that go under your health bar. You want the full set, you got to get the premium pass. Pretty scummy, not gonna lie. And like, I hate that I even have to be this way and talk about things this way, because I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt. I still am of the belief that when it comes to the microtransactions in general, the idea, the concept of the battle pass, the DLC and everything like that, the Tekken Fight Shop, I'm not mad at that. What I am mad about is the fucking audacity to put in these bullshit ass rewards, make me look fucking stupid, try to take advantage of all your player base who had faith in you, who want to support this game, who want to play this game, who want to enjoy this game. Y'all couldn't do nothing better than this, dead ass. Let me scroll over to level 45 real quick. This one's insane. This one gonna knock your socks off, okay? The level 45 premium reward is this fucking blank sphere from Blender. Real shit? Level 4, nigga, this should be the level 1 free reward. Level 45 premium. This might be the worst battle pass I've ever seen. Because level 45? When you look at the rewards down here, nothing about any of this screams premium, except for the fact that you get Tekken coins, so the pass costs 600 Tekken coins, okay? You might have to spend $10 to do that unless you've already bought a costume and you're gonna have some left over, because the costumes are 400, which means you're gonna have 100 left over, which is what happened with me. So in theory, if you buy it once, you could theoretically have it forever, assuming that every season with a new pass or with a new Tekken Fight Pass is going to always give you the ability to earn 600 coins. So as long as you always complete the pass, you'll always get the next one for sure. I'm not going to put faith in, at this point, Namco has to earn my trust back, especially when we start talking about this on top of all the other things that are going to come after this. I'm probably spending more time on this than I wanted to, but I owe it to y'all, okay? Because I was one of the ones be like, oh, the game's great, it's a lot of fun, the monetization is not that big of a deal, whatever, and then they pull some shit like this, and it's like, I know a lot of y'all saying, see, I told you, you should have seen it coming. You're stupid, you're naive, you're a hypocrite, this and that. This is what I got egg on my face. It is what it is, okay? But in theory, you could earn 600 coins every single time and get the next pass for free, I guess. But who's to say if they're actually going to do that every time, and if this isn't just something that they're doing for the first time to make you believe that that's going to be the case, and then this is not the case. So bare minimum, you are going to get the next one for free, quote unquote, or for the price of one, or whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to see if they actually keep doing that, and we're going to see if they add anything that is more worthwhile in terms of rewards. This this aura was in Tekken 7. Like, you got this for free in Tekken 7. And this one's only for your arm. I'm pretty sure you could get it for like your full body or whatever in 7. I forget, you had to unlock it, you had to do something to earn it, but it's just like, you know what I'm saying? This jacket was in Tekken 7. Like, Turtle Shell's kind of cool, I guess. All you Fang players out there with your Master Roshi customs, you can take that to the next level. This one is actually a decent one, okay? This little crop top, I don't remember if this was in 7 or not, but I know all the Lily players want this. It's kind of odd to me that once you look at it for a little bit, you notice that the girls don't have a belly button, but whatever, man. It's not that big of a deal. And then this might be the coolest reward in the entire thing, is these new eyes, which have like the Mishima Zaibatsu logo. So it just looks like Kakashi's Mangekyo Sharingan. I ain't gonna lie, that shit kind of hard. Probably gonna throw that on some customs once I get it. Cause again, I already bought the pass stupidly. But this is very obviously not worth the money for the majority of you. Also, the level 59 reward is this bum ass mohawk that looks awful. I don't know if you can change the color of this or not, but that looks terrible to me. I'm not really a fan, but it is what it is. So the battle pass is a dud. It's a flop. I don't recommend buying it. I don't think it's worth your money. Like I said, I did it off rip right away, then scrolled through it because I'm stupid, but whatever, man. That's just the tip of the iceberg. But it's just one of those things that adds insult to injury when you look at this and it's like, oh, they're trying really hard to monetize the game and get more money from us, even though we already paid full price for the game, which like, I don't necessarily mind, but when this is what you're offering in return for our hard-earned dollars, then I have a problem. But when you take that and add it on top of all the other broken shit that's in the game now after this patch, come on. All right, so real quick, I wanted to throw this in here because I meant to do it originally in the recording, but I didn't, so we're adding it in here now. We have this tweet that comes from FeedyX, who made a really good video of his own that I highly recommend checking out. But he got a comment on that video and he posted it on Twitter, and I wanted to share the comment with you guys because if this is actually the case, it makes a lot of sense. So I'll go ahead and read it with you guys. People should understand the reason for current underwhelming post-launch support for Tekken 8 lies in Bamco's recent fiscal report. Their Genshin clone, Blue Protocol, flopped hard in Japan, which means they have a bad year and Tekken has to take the financial brunt. This all clearly accelerated the monetization plans, and that's why in such quick succession there's both Tekken Shop with ports of older costumes, which is fast return on investment, and hastily thrown together Battle Pass, which Tekken 7 ports aren't honestly the most baffling part. A Blender Sphere as an accessory, really? Referring to the Tekken ball. Just the white sphere. Unbelievable. But these features still take time to implement, and note that they ship 2 completely new monetization systems for the series in just 2 months, which means they sap development and QA time from gameplay and network, which is why the issues like tornado bounds and floor breaks, sip, but I think he meant slip, into the public builds and pluggers are slow to get punished. It'll be a rough few months until Tekken team readjusts to live service development pipeline, but I think it'll get better in the end. Our task is to not sugarcoat it and point these issues out if we like this game and wish for an improvement. And yeah, man, I mean, I really like this game. I want to see it succeed. I want to see the community succeed. We deserve better. I hope that we get better. And, you know, I'm no expert on, you know, the finances of Bandai Namco and what their fiscal report looks like. And I've heard of Blue Protocol, but I haven't heard about it since it released. So maybe it really did flop. I think it's still slated for a global release at sometime this year or next year or whatever. But all I do know is that if this comment is actually from an informed individual, it makes sense because what they said logically sounds like it makes a lot of sense. Like they're trying to make up for some money that they didn't make by monetizing this game more. And even if that's not the case, the fact remains that they sloppily introduced new ways of monetizing this game. And even for people like me who didn't think it was a big deal, I'm like appalled because they're just like, okay, like I defended y'all. Cool, bro. Guess I'll go fuck myself and twiddle my thumbs and just hope and pray that y'all eventually figure it out and make things better. Because like the Battle Pass is something I don't mind supporting if it's not garbage like this one is. The Tekken Shop something I don't mind supporting if you put some actual cool costumes in there, which I will say that the Cyber costume actually does look a lot cooler than I originally thought it did upon its initial reveal. I've seen some cool customs people made, like 02 from Darling in the France, which, you know, I'm a big fan of, or like Zero Suit Samus. But it's just like, let's talk about the other bullshit wrong with the game. There's something else I want to show you guys. So let's go ahead and jump into rank match real quick. As you can see in the top right, you'll notice that I'm Bushi in rank right now, right? That's my highest rank. So all of my characters, if you look around real quick when I select them, the lowest ranked characters I have will all be red ranks. I believe it's Tenryu, right? So my main character is Fwo. I have him Bushin. So every character that I don't play, yeah, like Kazuya, he's Tenryu rank. Eddy Gordo got added to the game. Cool. I want to learn and play Eddy. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably do some rank matches, make some content, whatever, stream it cool like everybody else is doing. There's a problem though. What do you notice here? He starts at beginner rank. That is an issue. Now, I tweeted about this, right? And I will show you the guys. I will show you guys the tweet very quickly and read it to you. Let me just jump over to my other monitor and here we go. I think it is incredibly stupid that Eddy starts off at beginner rank regardless of your rank. Surely that's an oversight. It's pretty fucked up seeing people with 200k to 300k plus Tekken prowess beating up on clueless green rank players. I hope they change that for future DLC characters. The rank for DLC characters should be scaled the same way your rank does with any other character. When I queue up to play with Eddy, he should be 10 to your rank. Now, somebody on Twitter was very quick to point out to me and be very obnoxious about the fact, well, in season 1 of Tekken 7, that's how it was. When Noctis came out, you started at beginner rank, and and I'm an idiot, and blah, 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 blah. And I don't care. There's a reason why later seasons of the game, they decided, hey, maybe that's a dumb idea. Maybe the DLC characters should start off where your other characters are. Because, like, I'm not even gonna name the streamer name because it's a player who I really like, and I'm not like mad at them for doing it. It's not their fault, right? But I watched a player who is a high level player. They're a great guy. Again, no ill will towards them. I'm not even gonna say their name because I don't want to get misconstrued or misinterpreted. But I watched him go on a 100 game win streak. 100 game in ranked from beginner all the way up to purple ranks, which is what he had to do. Now, I don't know if he knew about this, but I didn't discover, but I heard about some tech that Anakin figured out where basically he took one of his other characters, right, and just ranked up, because there's another bug in this game where basically, you guys have probably experienced it before if you've ever like got demoted and then promoted back to your rank. You know, the notification that pops up, hey, congratulations, this is your first time reaching this rank. All of your other characters have been promoted to so-and-so. Yeah, that shows up over and over again, no matter how many times you hit a certain rank or if you do it with multiple characters. So he ranked up another character and then got that notification, and then it brought his Eddy up so that he could start it at like blue rank or whatever, because he's like guided destruction with multiple characters, so on and so forth, whatever. But it's like, it's dumb that you have to do that. It shouldn't be that way. Like, he should just, I want to say that this is an oversight, this is a mistake. Maybe they'll, in the hotfix that they're releasing, they'll update that, and with future DLC characters, they'll all start off at the appropriate rank that is scaled proportionately to your highest ranked character. Which, by the way, I just mentioned the hotfix, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about that hotfix real quick. There's other things we can talk about when it comes to Eddy and his character. Actually, no, okay, real quick before we talk about the hotfix thing. Replays, okay? I understand you not being able to use the character if you haven't purchased him. He's a DLC character, selling it for money. It is what it is. I understand how a lot of people feel about those types of business practices, whatever. I also understand that you can't even access him in training mode. Fair, okay? I understand. Like, you don't have the character, you can't play as him even in training mode. It kind of sucks as a fighting game player because like you kind of want to learn these characters and lab them, whatever. That's just par for the course. That's how all fighting games are. But Tekken in particular has this really, really cool replay system where you can go back and watch your replays and kind of lab that way and at least learn what you're getting beat by and figure out what to do. The problem is I can't demonstrate this because I haven't actually fought an Eddy player for myself, and I also own the character anyway. But if you don't own Eddy, okay, you cannot take control of your replay to practice what you were doing wrong and improve against the character. I think at the minimum, I understand not being able to play the character. I understand not being able to use them in training mode. And like, I'm not even expecting the game to be like Street Fighter, where I think like you can rent characters for a short amount of time with like an in-game currency or something like that. But like at the very least, at the very minimum, I feel like you should let players be able to access the replays so that they can at least learn how to fight the character a tiny bit. Like, I don't see a reason for locking them out of the replay, because it's not like you can actually just play the character. You know what I'm saying? You only have a few seconds of the replay, or like those one or two interactions to really take, you know what I'm saying? Like, let the shit be taken over. Let the replay system get used. You created this wonderful system that's been helping me a lot and helping tons of players improve and learn the game a lot faster than ever before and get a lot better than ever before. Like, I feel like that's the least y'all can do. I feel like that's the least y'all can allow when it comes to access for the character without somebody purchasing them for themselves. Like, I feel like that's fair. I feel like that's fair. Y'all let me know if I'm tripping. But anyway, I mentioned the hotfix, right? Well, there are several issues that need to be fixed in this game, and they acknowledge some of them, not all of them, but some of them themselves. So we jump back over to the monitor. You can see here I have some tweets that I retweeted from the Tekken Project Twitter. The English Tekken Twitter also tweeted about it, but about unintended changes in battle behavior for version 1.03.01. We have identified two issues. There's a lot more than two issues that occurred with the version 1.03.01 update applied on April 2nd. Okay. Number one, Zafina's backdash. Zafina's backdash had unintended animation data that resulted in backward distance being shorter than intended. They accidentally nerfed Zafina's backdash. The Zafina players were very upset about this. This was apparently a mistake. They're planning on fixing it. They didn't say when. They didn't specify when. There's a hotfix on the way. That's all we know. Hopefully they fix more than what they've addressed publicly so far in these tweets, because the second one is tornado. To address the issues of slipping through the opponent and whiffing when using a tornado, inducing move on an opponent near the wall, and using a rage art shortly after, we made changes to the collision detection between the wall and the characters. So I'm going to go over this very quickly. Just give me 1 second. Let me just get a couple of tweets pulled up real quick. FeedEx also made a video talking about obviously the mess that this patch is, and he covered a lot of these things in depth and in detail. He's a much more knowledgeable player than I am and a much better teacher and better explaining things. So if you want a more detailed and thorough analysis and breakdown of these issues as it pertains to the actual gameplay and the mechanics, I highly recommend checking his video out. It'll be linked in the description down below. It'll probably also be a pinned comment, and also I mean, yeah, I think that's the most that I can do, but I highly recommend watching his video because he did a very good job. Same thing goes with K-Wiz. But with that being said, we have this tweet right here that comes from a Twitter user by the name of MomoDog, who says, please lab your wall combos. In order to deal with accidental side switches, they increase the longevity of the upward momentum on tornadoes at the wall, killing tornadoes from off axis left and allowing for new rounds from normal axis. Bandai Namco, what are you doing? And here he has an example showing with Devil Jin on a wall combo against Ling. So if I play this back from the beginning, I want you to watch closely, right? Does this combo electric, laser scraper, gets the tornado, whatever, dive kick, boom, and gets that follow up there. Now, notice that was all true combo except for what is this, Devil Jin back 4, I believe. You see the same combo, a little bit off axis, whatever. And now that dive kick doesn't true combo. Running back one more time. Same exact combo route. Dive kick, true combo against the wall. Same exact combo. And this isn't a matter of like, oh, like it's slightly off axis. Like, of course, I'm not going to, no, like this, because they made a change to tornado that shouldn't affect combos in this way. Here we have a tweet that comes from Nee. I'm sure most of you are aware who Nee is. In the event that you somehow don't know, he is one of the greatest Tekken players of all time. And prior to the arrival of Arslan Ash, was probably considered the greatest Tekken player of all time. I think when you talk about all time, maybe it's still him, but as far as the current best player, maybe it's Arslan. That's not important, but regardless, he is a highly decorated, very proficient, very skilled, very knowledgeable Tekken player, one of the most in that respect. That being said, he made a tweet about Azucena. And as you guys know, in this patch, Azucena's while running 3-2 got nerfed, okay? And obviously that move needed to be toned down. It was very, very strong, way too powerful, especially for how low the barrier of execution is for while running moves in this game now. And at first we were all kind of like, hooray, like good stuff. Even some of the Azucena players were like, thank God, finally they toned her down, so now I can just play my character in peace. However, what we didn't really consider or realize is that because of the distance that she flies away from you, you don't really get a punish on this for sidestepping it. And sure, you get to avoid the move, so that in and of itself is a reward. But I want you to take a look at something right here real quick. He says, it's not easy to punish Azucena while running 3, even if you did avoid it. It requires a really quick reaction. I think it's hard compared to other characters while running moves. So let's take a look here. So it's not impossible, but she goes to a distance, right, where and I guess this is one of those things where you have to be really skilled. But if you think about it in comparison to a character like Dragunov, for example, right? Obviously another very common character, very powerful with a very, very powerful while running move. If you sidestep or sidewalk Dragunov while running 2, you get to just go ahead and immediately launch that right away. But because the way that they nerfed Azucena while running 3-2 was that they made it so that if the 3 whiffs, the 2 doesn't even come out. The problem with that is that the 2 is where all the tracking was with that move. And that's what kind of like course corrected her and brought her closer to you to make that move connect. Since the 2 is not coming out, she just flies forward with all her momentum from the while running 3 and it just completely whiffs. And for some characters, it's going to be very difficult to punish. And especially for some players, it's going to be very difficult to punish if you can even punish it at all. Mind you, it also puts her in like back turn for a little split second, which she's got options out of back turn. And then also she's at a distance now where it's like, well, you kind of just return to neutral where she might just throw out another while running 3-2 again immediately, and then good luck sidestepping it a second time. Not to say that that's impossible, but it's just kind of weird. It's one of those things where at first like, oh, hooray, they nerfed it, but now it's just like, huh, it wasn't really, that may not have been the best way to nerf it. And honestly, I was thinking more so that what would have been easier is to nerf the tracking on it and or take away some of the chip damage or all the chip damage, right? Or just make the move in general easier to step, which you would do by just, you know, eliminating some of that tracking. But like making it so that the 2 doesn't come out doesn't nerf it in the way that we might have originally thought, or that they might have thought when we first saw this. That's not nearly as huge of a big a deal as this clip is right here though. So as it pertains to Azucena, and I've seen, there's some other examples that we'll take a look at in just a moment, but yeah, this one doesn't even need much of an explanation. I'm just gonna let it play and you guys can see for yourself. Nigga, run that, bro, did you see what the fuck type of shit? Like, what's going on in this game? What is going on in this game? That's not how this game is supposed to work. Rage Art, don't beat Rage Art like that. I know, I tried day 1 just in case. Like, like there is actually game-breaking things wrong with Tekken 8 right now, and I don't understand it. Baby, I don't understand it. Never mind, my fault. Now's not the time for singing, bro. This is serious. I said now's not the time for singing, and then I immediately started singing again. Anyway, here we have another example of King doing the same thing. And basically what we've discovered, not myself, but what Twitter has discovered is that there is a bug where if a crouch grab is like activated, like right before a rage art is initiated, you'll actually be able to move during the Rage Art startup activation. And as you can see, yeah, unbelievable. Unbelievable. As somebody who was so vocal about supporting the game and being optimistic and giving things the benefit of the doubt, that's why I feel obligated to point all these things out, especially as somebody who was also very vocal about talking about Dragon Ball Fighters and all the issues that that game had, and my gripes and my disappointments and all my complaints and everything. It's like, I gotta call it as I see it, bro. I was genuinely enjoying this game and having a lot of fun, and I thought it was great, and I thought it was destined for greatness and even greater heights, but that's not how things are looking right now. And like, again, I still do believe in my theory of like, this is the arcade version. It's going to be buggy and messy. Balance is going to be a thing, whatever, and it will get better. It's just a shame that we're about to kick off the Tekken World Tour and Evo Japan is happening later this month, and this is the current state of the game. And now they are releasing a hotfix, and I don't know how much that stuff is gonna change and fix and everything, but it's just, man, this is not how you want to see a game like this start off, you know? And actually, I'd be very curious to know, and you guys let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. I want to see if I can get in contact with some people, some players or commentators, TOs, whoever, that were around for the arcade version of Tekken 7. I was around for the beginning of Tekken 7, but the console release. But I was also understanding that the game had been out 2 years prior in Japan on arcades. I wonder if like Majin Obama or somebody like I could like talk to and be like, yo, like what was the game like? What was the community like? What were the bugs and glitches, the bounce, and everything like that? Or maybe I wonder if Speedkicks knows as well, because I know that he was a player that was around in that era. I have to contact some people. I would love to get them on the channel and have a discussion with them about how things are and like what it was like back then and what they think about the future of the game and everything like that, based off prior experience with Tekken 7 on its launch in the arcade version. I think that would make for an interesting conversation and video. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Oh man, this recording is already almost 40 minutes long and there's still so much more to get through. They really screwed up, man. They really screwed up. So here we have a tweet from Guck, I guess is his name, Guck KYSG, that says, LOL, none of the hazards work anymore. Now, before I show you this clip, I just want to show you the follow-up tweet that explains it just a little bit more, because obviously stage hazards still work, but there have been some changes, and I don't know if these were intended changes, but I'm not a fan of them. Most people are not a fan of them, and you guys let me know how you feel. But somebody replied, said, I don't get it. Why is it not working? And he says, Namco nerfed Devil Jin's Heaven's Gate by removing hazard interactions on grounded opponents globally. And this isn't the first time that we've seen something like this, which gets into another discussion about system nerfs versus character nerfs. But we'll talk about that for a moment after we watch this clip. So you'll see Fang here knocks down Jin, does this combo, and the wall here doesn't break. And this is something that would have broken the wall before this patch. Doesn't matter what move he uses at the wall, it's not breaking. And this was a universal change to the game that they made, where basically, as he explained, once your opponent is considered in a down state, regardless of how the combo ends up wrapping up and finishes or whatever, like if you tornado them or heat smash, whatever it is, the wall breaks, the floor breaks, the floor explosions, none of that stuff will now activate. If they wanted this to just be the way that they changed the game, and just I was like, okay, we just feel like the game would be better off this way, that's cool. But the problem is that it feels lazy. And I don't like calling developers and like game creators and everything like that lazy, but a lot of people said that this is a lazy change, and I agree, because this was a targeted nerf for a character like Devil Jin, but instead of like changing Devil Jin specifically and individually, they changed the entire game. Whether that was just easier because they could just change a different line of code, or it would take more effort to like dive into Devil Jin's toolkit specifically, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And we have other examples to show here as well. Like there was another player, let me go grab the tweet real quick. Here we have the Quiet Mark, who's showcasing an example similar on this stage, you know, with the floor explosions, and you'll see that because because Jin's considered like in a grounded state now after that hit, that he's not getting the floor explosion here. And it's like, actually Momo Dog, who is the Devil Jin player that we took a look at earlier, made a great tweet talking about this. Let me go ahead and grab that for us real quick. So here you can see a tweet of him showing like the Heaven's Gate move, whatever, on Xiao Yu on this stage that would normally floor break, and now it doesn't anymore. And the tweet that he's quoting is his own tweet that says, at this point, I'm not upset about my main getting nerfed. I'm more annoyed by their lazy approaches to balancing. Cool combo tool, post, heat burst, and dash. Remove it from all characters universally. Pushback is reset after an unscaled attack throw ender. Remove floor break entirely. And he's a player who is very much like a combo artist and everything like that. And you know, with changes like this, they're drastically killing like the combo creativity and individuality of a lot of characters, and like universally homogenizing the characters, which is not necessarily a great thing. And I get it, like fighting games becoming more homogenous is kind of part of the MO, and we see that a lot in a game like Dragon Ball Fighters, where things are like a lot more similar between characters, and they're kind of killing some of the uniqueness and creativity of each character on the roster by making them more the same, which like for the sake of like the casual player, maybe that's a good thing. For the sake of like learning the game, maybe that's a good thing. I don't really know, but like you really just don't want to see that in this game. I don't, he doesn't, most people don't seem to. And it's just, I just don't understand why they would do something like that. And then his tweet replying to this is another great point where we saw the FDFA spike combos, right, where like June was getting like a lot of damage. And there was a couple other characters that had this, but it was like specific scenarios. It was kind of rare and like, whatever. Anyway, there were these spike combos that characters were getting that they basically removed universally out of the game as opposed to just nerfing like June specifically or whatever the case is, right? And he says, FDA spike combos that was only an issue on a few characters but allowed for cool, difficult routes on many others, remove it universally. They just took it out of the game. Reminds me of how they just universally removed tech catches in Tekken 7 to nerf Akuma just for Akuma to have the only tech catch that still remained in the game. And it's like, instead of like targeting specific characters and be like, okay, this character shouldn't be able to do this specifically. Let's change. Instead of changing the character, they're changing the game, which is so weird. I don't get it. It's just really weird. It's like they're kind of like hesitant and reluctant to like balance the characters by themselves. But then when it comes to like making things that drastically infect the entire game, they're doing it like on a whim, it feels like. And that's just, it's the game is so volatile right now. Like their development decisions, like it's bro. It's like they're doing their process in reverse, where the things that should take a lot of time and care with, and like they shouldn't be knee-jerk reactions, they're having knee-jerk reactions. And then when it comes to like, oh, we could just go ahead quickly like nip that character in the bud. And I'm saying they're like, oh well, I don't really know. Maybe we want to keep this character. Like it's like, bro, like break Dragunov's legs. Like Ling ain't gotta have all that damage. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's really not. You know what I'm saying? Which, by the way, they nerfed like the back four Oki or like follow up, like guarantee that Dragunov got off of his throw, which in reality, it's like maybe that move just shouldn't hit grounded in the first place either, as opposed to it just being guaranteed after that throw. But who knows? Anyway, that's a conversation for another day. Not really though. We could talk about it, but I ain't really gonna get into it. But I just, oh. But then they do other things like buff Lars, who didn't fucking need it because that character's already been doing what I told you. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Let me show you the Lars change real quick. Oh, okay, let's talk about this character. Y'all know how I feel about Lars. I hate him. He's my most hated character in the game. So call me biased, whatever the case you want. Sure, that's fine, but don't take my word for it. Look at the opinion of any knowledgeable or skilled player, or just anybody who's not a Lars player as we take a look at this. So Lars has this stance called dynamic entry, this right here, forward 3, right? Out of this, he has this move, his dynamic entry 3, which is a plus on block mid move that is actually homing as well and tracking, okay? As you can see by the blue swipes that it has there. This move used to be plus 3. Now it's plus 5. So he had a mix-up out of this where you could do basically, this gets blocked. You have the 1, which is a safe on block heat engager, which, hold on, my fault. I already have my settings set up to where they shouldn't be just yet. But basically, you have this plus on block move, and now you have this mid follow-up, which is safe on block. It's -6. It's a heat engager as well. And then you have this low follow-up, which is hold on, let me actually set him to block all. It's -12 on block if I'm not mistaken. It's -12, so it is punishable, but it's a low. So there's a mid-low mix-up there. But both of these options used to get beat by sidestep left. Well, now you can no longer sidestep the 1 option out of this because of how plus on block this move is. Before, the counterplay was out of this stance, you had this move, 3+4, which was homing and would actually catch people who were trying to sidestep. And then you would use that to make them to respect your mix-ups. That way you actually got to mix them. But now he just gets it for free because the threat of the heat engager is just always there, where I'm +5 on block now. So if I set the opponent to try to sidestep left, now that they just get blown up by the 1. You can no longer step this. The computer set the sidestep left. This is now guaranteed every single time if they try to move. Obviously, they can't mash through it. It's 12 frames, you're +5. Nothing that they do is going to beat this. Like, you just have to hold that, right? You can still sidestep the low, I'm pretty sure. I don't even have to push the down. I think it's just 2, right? Yeah, but like, good. Okay, sure. Sidestep if you want to, and then eat that heat engager. And then obviously you still have access to this move right here. Like I said, the 3+4 out of it, which will still catch the sidestep. So it's just like, this move is already like neutral skip, dragon lash, plus on block into mix up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was already kind of dumb, and they made it like way dumber by making his safe on, or not even just safe, but like heat engager, like mid mix-up move, like it's just like guaranteed if you try to step or move at all. And it's just like there was a mind game there. There was counterplay. There was, you know what I'm saying, like there, you had to like kind of think before as the Lars player, and obviously as the defender as well. Like, now there's just not really much thinking involved. It's just kind of dumb in my opinion, and I just don't understand why they would do that. I understand that this game's supposed to be really aggressive, and like, you know, there's mix-ups and 50-50s and everything, but this access to it like this is just kind of stupid. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, because once people realize like, oh, I can't step, then you just enforce the mix up even more, because it's like, okay, now I just, you know, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I think this patch broke the trust of a lot of us, myself included, and I still want to remain optimistic and have faith that the game will get better, because I just came from a game that I feel like went down a really negative path that I didn't enjoy, and I was like King Doomer on it, you know what I'm saying? And I tricked myself into thinking for so long that I still enjoyed the game when I knew that I didn't, and I was frustrated and disappointed. And then I went like on super doomer mode where I was like, this game is garbage and terrible, and they've ruined it, and so on and so forth. And I don't want to be that way with Tekken 8. I think that this is the most fun I've ever had playing Tekken. This might be like my favorite Tekken ever, like when it's all said and done, and I think it can still be that. But it's just weird, because I understand that Tekken is a huge game when it comes to like the roster and the move lists and everything like that. And obviously things aren't going to be perfect. There's a lot to keep in mind, and I expect bugs and glitches and bounce to be kind of out of whack. But it's like usually you expect things to be like really chaotic, and it gets toned down over time, and that could still be the case. But maybe we're just in a situation where things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. But I don't really know, man. They really gonna have to show me that they really care about us and they really care about this game, because there's a lot that needs to be worked on when it comes to the battle pass, when it comes to the game systems, when it comes to character balance. And I mean, like as it stands right now, things don't look good for the future of the game. And then the only thing that we clinging on to is really the hope and the copium that they care enough to actually improve things. And like I said, I think I want to try to get some players who are around for like the earlier parts of Tekken 7, like during the arcade version, to kind of get some of their insight and their input, and see if they have any comments about the current state of the game and what things were like back then compared to now. But yeah, man, I stuck my neck out for Namco and for this game, and they're just showing me why I shouldn't have. Unfortunately, I tried being one of the few people that wasn't just having like this visceral reaction to like things that were wrong with the game, or things that were new or different or whatever, and just like trying to accept the game for what it is and be open-minded and optimistic and continue to have my fun, especially with like, it felt like on Twitter and social media there was so much dooming and so many people who were upset, and I'm like, damn bro, I'm having a great time, so let me talk about the great time I'm having and why I don't think certain things are as bad as they are. And then it just all kind of just blows up in my face, and it's just whatever. I'm gonna keep playing the game. I'm still having fun. Like obviously there's things that are wrong, but it's not to the point where like it makes me want to stop playing. But if things don't get better, it's really gonna suck, man, because I think they truly created something special with this game, and you know, people are having a lot of fun. It's selling a lot of copies. There's so many people who are trying it out and getting into Tekken for the first time, and you're gonna turn off a lot of people and lose a lot of customers and a lot of players if I don't jump on things. So yeah, I don't even know if I covered everything, but this video is already almost an hour long. I'm sure I'm gonna edit it down, but it's still gonna be 30-40 minutes by the time I'm done editing. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you can stay tuned for all those content I'm bringing you. And with all that being said, this is pretty much off today. Remember, let's get happen to you, swing the bat. Later.